I'm Mikki Trowbridge, and welcome to your yoga practice. Today's class is going to be about a 30-minute, all levels flow class designed just to get us out of our minds and down into our feet and down into our bodies. Sometimes we build a flow class in the movement to a peak pose or to a specific focus in the body, and sometimes we move just for the sake of movement. And today that's this class, to get us out of the busyness of our brain and down into our breath and down into our body. As always, feel free to modify as you need to modify, skip things when you need to skip, add more heat when you need to add more heat, and I look forward to practicing together. We're going to get started just in a comfortable seat, Sukhasana if that feels okay. And I want you to bring your hands down onto your thighs, palms face down, so there's a sense of grounding and settling in here. And we're just going to let the eyes close or the gaze drop toward the ground and begin to find a steadiness to your breath. Just start to feel yourself breathing in and feel yourself breathing out. And it doesn't matter what speed the breath is at or how long or slow it is. Just start to find a steadiness to it. Steadiness in terms of how it's moving in and out of your body, but also a steadiness in terms of your focus on the breath. So starting to invite the breath to be a mental anchor, where little by little all of the things in your day just start to be set aside. And right here, right now, in this moment, there's the simplicity of your inhale and your exhale. And then keeping this, let's take the hands, reach them forward. We're going to latch the thumbs together like a finger trap and then pull them into each other. And then keeping that, let's start to take your hands and reach them up toward the sky. And you stop when your shoulders say that's enough. And just feel the fingertips reaching up as your hips root down and create as much space between your hips and your fingers as possible. And then just let the thumbs release. Keep your hands reaching up. As you exhale, let's rotate towards your left. Right hand to left knee, left hand back behind you. And then inhale back up to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale back up. 2 more times each side. To the left and back up. To the right. And back up. 1 more time. To the left. And back up. To the right. We'll come back up to center. Let the palms join together overhead, and we'll bring the hands down into your heart. As that happens, start to lean back onto your sit bones. Let's uncross the legs. Notice which leg's in front, and we'll just bring the legs to about hip width. Imagine that you're hugging something between your knees. Lift your heart up toward your thumbs. Big breath here. And then we'll recross with the other leg in front and sit back down into your Sukhasana, or the seat of your choice. We'll take those hands forward again, thumbs latch, other thumb on top if you can remember. And with that little pressure between the thumbs, we'll take the hands to the sky. 2 full breaths here, creating as much length as possible along the spine. And then we'll release the thumbs and we'll start by twisting to the right this time. Exhaling into the twist. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling to the left, back to center. 2 more times, each direction, moving with your breath. And as you come through center, after that last round, again, palms come together and down into your heart. And let's crawl over from here on to hands and knees. So we'll come into tabletop. And setting up very intentionally with your wrists below your shoulders, your knees below your hips. And let's move right into some cat-cow. Inhale, belly drops, head and heart lift, cow pose. And exhale, round the spine for cat. Few rounds moving with your breath here. Whatever pace makes sense and feels nice to help you get down out of your mind and into the anchor of your breath and the movement of your body. Let's take one more round here. And the next time you press forward or pull forward into cow pose, let's tuck your toes under and take your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Get everything just right where you feel really rooted into your hands, rooted into your feet. And then inhale, let's rise up high onto your tippy toes. And exhale, let your heels descend toward the ground. Inhale, rise up. And heels down. One more time. And then you can choose to stay with this movement, or now as you inhale, roll all the way forward into plank. And then exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. And we'll find that movement a couple times. Inhaling into plank and exhaling into down dog. Maybe 2 more breaths here. And as you press back to down dog this next time, let's stroll your feet forward to your hands. Lingering there, enjoying that transition. Bend your knees when you need to. And we'll end up in our standing forward fold. Let's bring your fingertips either to the shins or the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, let's fold. Rooting down into your feet, let's inhale, rise up, reach up. And exhale, hands to heart. Nice and simple. Let's take a half sun salutation there. Inhale, let's reach. Exhale, let's fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Adding on there. Inhale, let's reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And as you fold, let's exhale and take your left leg back into a lunge. And we'll rise, reaching forward and all the way up into your crescent pose. 2 steady breaths here. Just get down into your feet. Feel your feet rooting into the earth. One more big inhale here. And then exhale, hands come down. And let's step to plank. Your choice, knees up or down. I like to put my knees down for this first one. Really move your heart forward. Chaturanga, elbows point straight back as you lower. At the bottom there, untuck your toes. Little baby cobra. And then exhale, forehead toward the floor. Let's stay there for 2 more breaths. Inhale, baby cobra. Maybe you start to put some weight in the hands and rise up higher. And exhale, lower down. One more time. We'll slowly inhale up to plank or table and downward facing dog with your exhale. Full breath here. Feel the heaviness of your hands and your feet. And then if it makes sense in your body, with your left, or with your inhale, let's take your left foot to the sky. And however it works for you, left foot forward between the hands. Set your feet, and then we'll reach forward and all the way up, coming into Crescent. 2 breaths here, finding the shape. Settling in. With your next exhale, hands go forward and down. We'll step into that left foot, bring your right foot forward, and then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We'll bend the knees and rise up into chair. Let's stay for your exhale. And then inhale, straighten the legs, mountain pose. Exhale, sink back into chair. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, chair. Inhale, mountain. One more time, exhale, chair. We'll rise up. And exhale, hands down through center as you fold. Inhale, halfway lift. As you fold, we'll step back with your right foot this time. Set your feet for crescent lunge. And when you're ready, let's reach forward and all the way up. With your next inhale, we'll straighten your front leg. And then exhale, bend the front knee. 2 more there. Straighten. And bend. 1 more, straighten and bend. Let's stay for your inhale. And then as you exhale, we're going to lean forward, bring your hands to heart, and tap your right elbow to your left thigh. And then inhale, untwist, and reach up. 2 more there. Lean, twist, tap. Inhale, reach up. Last one. And we'll bring it up. And then hands come down around your front foot. Inhale into plank. Knees up or down, we'll lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. 2 steady breaths here. And when you're ready, we'll take your right leg to the sky if it makes sense. And then use your exhale to bring the right foot forward between your hands. Set your feet for crescent. Push down into that right foot like you're stepping on a gas pedal. And then let's take your hands forward and all the way up. With your next inhale, we'll straighten the front leg. And then exhale, bend the front knee. Straighten. And bend. Straighten. And bend. We'll stay for the inhale, get really long. And then exhale, lean, bring your hands to heart. Left elbow taps right thigh. And inhale, untwist, and reach up. 2 more there. Last one. And then exhale, hands around your front foot. And let's step your back foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And then as you exhale, we're going to fold and slide your hands onto the back of your calves with the wrist, the heel of your hand at the top of the calf there where it's the widest. Let your knees bend a lot. Push forward with your hands on your calves. And then resist the hands forward into your calves as you start to straighten the legs. Calves pushing back into your hands as the hands resist the calves forward. And then let the hands win. Knees rebend. Nice and slowly straighten the legs with that little resistance of the hands and the calves forward. And then bend, let the hands win. Let's do that one more time. And then I want you to keep that resistance of shins back, calves forward. Start to bend your knees like you're sitting into chair. Push your shins back toward your hands. Push the hands into your calves. Keep that work in your legs, and let's come on up into chair. 3 steady breaths here. And then we're going to start to stand up. Shift your weight into your right foot. Let's bring your left knee up with you. And turn that left knee out to the side. Reach down, and let's place that left foot into tree pose. Foot on thigh, calf, or ankle bone, whichever one makes the most sense for you. Your hands could be at heart. You could grow branches. You could take that thumb clasp overhead that we started with. 3 steady breaths here. Get long, get tall. And then let's turn that left knee forward. Take your left leg, step it back. And let's release the hands just shoulder width over the head. We're going to grab your left wrist with your right hand, and we're going to pull up and over toward the right, away from your back leg. And then bring it back to center. Switch your grab. So grab your right wrist with your left hand. Drop your back heel. Open it up into Warrior 2. And let's pull up and back toward Reverse Warrior. And then slowly release Warrior 2. As you inhale, let's straighten the front leg. Reach your hands to the sky. And exhale, bend the front knee, lower the arms. 2 more there. Inhale, straighten, reach up. Exhale, bend, and lower. 1 more. And then keep your arms where they're at. Let's just straighten the front leg. Start to reach that right hand forward, like you're reaching for something that's just out of reach. And then let your right hand come down to floor or shin. Block if you have one. Triangle pose. With your exhale, let's take your left hand down toward your right, like you're going to low 5 yourself. And then inhale, open that left hand back up to the sky. Let's do that 2 more times. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, bring it up. Last one. And then we'll bend the front knee, come on up, Warrior 2. Exhale, windmill hands to the ground, One hand around each side of the foot, and let's step it back into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend of your choice. And exhale, downward facing dog. 3 steady breaths. As you inhale the next time, bend your knees, lift your heels, look forward. Exhale, walk, step, or hop. Top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let's bend your knees. Feel that resistance of calves back or calves forward, shins back. Come on up into chair. And then when you're ready, shift your weight into your left foot, let your right knee come up, and open that right leg into tree pose. Right foot places on the thigh, the calf, or the ankle bone of your left leg. Hands can be at heart, they can be reaching up, or again, you could do that thumb clasp overhead. Steady, steady breath. And then we'll release the thumbs if you have them. Bring that right knee up and let's fly the leg back. Settling into your lunge. Hands are shoulder width apart above your heart or above your head. We'll grab your right hand with your left wrist and pull up and over toward the left, away from your back leg. And then bring it back up to center. Let's grab your left wrist. Ground your back heel, open it up, warrior two in the legs, and let's reverse your warrior. You could always just have that right hand down the back leg like normal. And then we'll bring it up, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the front leg, reach up. Exhale, bend the front knee, lower the arms. Two more, straighten and reach. Bend and lower. One more. We'll keep the arms where they're at. Straighten the front leg. Reach your left hand way forward, get long. And then left hand comes down to shin or ground or block. Triangle pose. When you're ready, we'll lower your right hand down like you're going to low five yourself. You might even give yourself a low five. And then inhale, take it back up to the sky. Two more there. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift it up. Last one. And then let's bend your front knee, lift up. Windmill your hands down around your front foot. And let's step back to plank. Couple steady breaths here. Just linger. Knees can always drop to the ground if you'd like. And the knees up or down, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. 4 steady breaths here. Try to find stillness. And the next inhale, bend the knees, lift the heels, look forward. Exhale, walk, step, or hop. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. And we'll linger here for a bit. Just let your head hang. Maybe grab opposite elbows. Perhaps a little sway side to side. Then let's release your arms. Bend your knees. Start to sit back toward chair. And let's come on up. Keeping the right knee bent, let's start to shift your weight into that right foot. We're going to bring your left knee up toward the chest. Place the ankle on the right thigh, letting that left knee open. Figure 4 chair. Now you can stay upright with the arms overhead if you'd like. You can start to lean forward any amount. Hands could be reaching forward if you'd like. You could bring hands to heart if you'd like. Some of you maybe hands to the ground. And if Ekapadagalavasana, flying pigeon, is something that you like to play with, now would be an appropriate time to put your hands on the ground, nuzzle your Left shin onto the back of your arms. Think chaturanga in your arms. Maybe try to lift that right foot off the ground. Maybe kick it back behind you. Couple more breaths wherever you're at. And then slowly come back up. Sneak that left leg down into chair. Hands to the sky. Weight into that left leg. Keep the left knee bent. Right knee comes up. Ankle on thigh. Figure 4 chair, second side. Again, you can stay upright. You can fold. Hands can reach. They could come to heart. They could come to the ground. It's not so much about the shape, it's about what you're creating through the shape. So with today's practice being getting out of the mind into the body, can you just put yourself in a place where you don't have to think all that much? You can just let the mind be still. There's not this struggle or fight occurring. And you can let the breath be nice and steady. If you took the arm balance on the first side, feel free to take it on the second side. Last full breath. And then we'll slowly stand up. Bring your knee or foot to the ground, chair. And all the way up into mountain pose. Exhale, hands down through center. Let's fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's fold. Bend your knees. Let's come down through squat, if that's okay, on your knees and ankles. And we'll come all the way down to the ground. As you come down to the ground, let's take your legs out to straight. Heels pressing forward, toes pulling back. Hands by your side, sit up nice and tall. Feel your thigh bones press down toward the ground. Hips nice and heavy. And you're welcome to stay here if you'd like, or take your hands up toward the sky, get longer. And take that length with you if you'd like to fold up and over your legs. Maybe the hands find the feet, but nothing magic happens if you touch the feet. So they might just touch the ground or the sides of your mat. Couple more breaths here. And then slowly rise on up. Scoot yourself forward on the mat enough that you can bend the knees. Hold on to the backs of the thighs and lower yourself down onto the ground. As you lower down, let's bring the arms to the ground beside you. Palms facing down. And let's press those palms really firmly into the floor. Reach your fingertips down toward your feet. Take your outer shoulders, press them down into the ground. And then let's start to press into your feet, lift your hips, bridge pose. You can keep the hands beside you if you'd like, or you can start to clasp your hands underneath your back. And feel that same work in our calves and shins that we did earlier in forward fold and chair. Shins drawing back, calves resisting forward. One more big breath here. And then slowly, slowly, slowly lower your hips down to the ground. If you have more time in your practice today, you might push pause and do a couple more bridges or a wheel, another back bend of some sort. And then moving on, we're going to take your right ankle and place it onto your left thigh. Similar to our figure 4 chair, but a lot less work. And then let's take your legs in this shape. Let them fall over to the left. And I personally like to reach down with my left hand and grab onto my right ankle. Your right foot ideally will be standing on the ground. Left outer thigh will be on the ground. And as you hold on to that low right leg with your hand, let the right knee gently push away from your face. Deep, steady breaths here. Final breath. And then let's bring the legs back to center. We'll do that same thing on the second side. So right foot comes down to the floor, left ankle to right thigh. And we'll let the legs fall in this shape to the right. Outer right thigh on the ground, left foot on the floor. We'll reach down with your right hand and hold on to the left ankle if that makes sense. If it's a struggle, just let it go. Left knee with or without the hand grab is pushing away from your face, and shoulders, both shoulders, are attempting to just be nice and heavy on the ground. Final breath here. And then let's bring it back to center. Release that left foot to the ground. Let's bring your knees up toward your nose. Reach down, grab onto legs, maybe feet. Pull yourself into a teeny tiny little ball. And if there's any remaining shape or pose that you want in your practice today, feel free to take some time for it. When you're ready, we're going to spread out and stretch out into your Shavasana. Any shape that encourages and inspires relaxation across the body. And ideally putting the body into a shape where it's not a distraction for your mind. Letting the mind return to that steady breath in and out. And the simplicity that can exist there when we allow all the other clutter, busyness, and noise to fade away. I encourage you to spend as much time here as you have in your day. At least another couple minutes, or 5 or 10 would be great. But when you need to move on with your day, just do it gently, do it slowly. Thank you for practicing with me. Thank you for showing up to your mat today. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste.